Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to GIS Chops. My name's Jeff. In this video we're going to be talking about graphics layers. Esri, with the release of ArcGIS Pro 2.6, added graphics layers, and now you can add graphics to a map. You've always been able to add graphics to a layout, but now you can put them on a map too. So just like Joey does, we're going to step into the map today.
All right, first stop, Westminster Abbey.
Oh, what the hell is that?
That's London, baby. All right, the hotel's here. Wait. No, we want to go. No. I know. I'm gonna have to go into the map.
As I said in the intro, you're going to need ArcGIS Pro version 2.6 for graphics layers to be available. You can check which version you have by coming over here to the project page, which I've learned also is called the backstage, I guess. Come down here to the about section, and then it will show you whether you're up to date or not. Also, there is this notifications bell up here in the corner. It will have a blue circle on it if you have a notification, and that, for me, the only one I've ever seen is when I need to do a software update. So that's how you can tell if you have version 2.6. To add a graphics layer, you come up to the Map tab in the Layer group, click on this Add Graphics Layer button. And then it drops a graphics layer here in the Contents pane on the top of your map, the very top of your drawing order. And then you can treat it just like a layer. Turn it on, turn it off, click on the name and rename it. And then you can add another one, and it does the same thing. It drops it on top, names it graphics layer. If I would have left that one as graphics layer, this one would have been graphics layer 2. One thing about these graphics layers, if you remove them, they're gone. They're not stored in the file system anywhere. They're not stored over here in the catalog. You can't find them in any of these folders. You can get it back if you hit the undo button. But if you've saved your project, it's gone. You can't get it back. So be careful when you remove those. You can export them as layer files and layer packages. If you remove it, it's gone. If you did export it, then you can reload it. After you add a graphics layer, you get a couple tabs up the top. A purple one that's graphics and an orange one that's appearance. Let's look at the graphics tab first. This is where you're going to create or insert your graphics, and notice there's a target layer here. I can switch between my two graphics layers. These tools are what you use to draw the graphics or insert them. You can add a picture from your files and all these different modes of adding graphics. This group allows you to edit those graphics, select them individually or all, delete them, edit the shape of them, rotate them, flip them, merge them. This symbol group allows you to change the way your graphics look by using the gallery. If you want to change it a little more than that, you're going to have to get into the format symbol pane to do that, and we'll look at that as we add graphics. Then you have the text symbol group. This is for your text elements. Then you have your arrange group, which allows you to move things backward and forward, align them together, distribute them across the screen or up and down, and then group your graphics into a group. So that's the graphics tab. Let's start by adding a polygon here. And it starts out as a black hollow fill polygon. And I can change that quickly up here. Let's make it a red one with a black outline, but then change the outline size to 3 points instead of 1. I can add a point. And to be fair, let's add a line. So that's how you insert graphics, and all of these tools. This is a freehand tool. Here's a freehand polygon tool. So you can just click and drag a shape. And I don't know if you're like me, but you can never get a smooth finish. Oh, I did okay that time. So that's how you insert your graphics, and most of these types of tools are in any kind of a graphic editing package. So they should be pretty familiar to you. This group allows you to select things each individually, and if you hold down the shift key you can select a group. So after I've added some graphics, if I come here to the edit tab, you can see there's no save activated. You don't save your graphics as a feature class type save. You have to save the project to save to your graphics layers. So let's change this freehand polygon to be 3-point width and make the outline. Let's have it be red. Now that we've got some graphics added, let's look at this appearance tab. This is where you're going to control how your graphics layer is drawn. You can change the scale dependencies. You can turn that graphics layer on and off depending on the scale. So if you zoom into a certain scale or in beyond this scale, it will turn off the layer. If you zoom out beyond this scale, it will turn it off. You can make your selected layer... Oh, I always do this. I don't select the right layer. So you can change the opacity of your selected graphics layer in the contents pane. So you can make things, your graphics, less opaque or semi-transparent. Here's a little trick I learned. In ArcMap, if I wanted the fill of a polygon to be semi-transparent but the outline to stay fully opaque, I had to create two layers, one for the fill and one for the outline. I would have the outline on top with a hollow fill, and then I would have the fill on bottom, and I would make it semi-transparent so that the outline would not be transparent. With ArcGIS Pro, you can do that by manipulating the color of the fill. If I come up here to fill and then color properties, I can change the transparency here. So I can go to about 50%, and the interior or the fill of the polygon is semi-transparent and the outline remains solid. I think that's a really handy trick with ArcGIS Pro. Makes things a little bit easier over ArcMap. Let's go back to the Appearance tab. You can have your graphics layers adhere to the swipe tool, and I'll cover the swipe tool in another video. If you hit this symbology button, it will launch the graphics symbology pane. And masking is where you can specify a layer and your graphics will not draw outside of that layer. And then the reference scale lets you specify a scale that these draw with that symbology. So if I zoom out right now, you can see the line thickness. Let me unselect that. You can see the line thickness is still 3 points. And this dot is still pretty big, and this line is 1 point. But if I zoom back in and say that this scale is what I want it to be, I come here, go to current. Now when I zoom out, those features, their symbology is drawn appropriate to the scale you set. So it's no longer a thick black, you can't see the thick black outline anymore, and you can't even see the point, well I guess you can, but you can't see the squiggly line, and the freehand polygon is very faint. Okay, let's add some text. And just as with the lines and other stuff, you can change the size. Now with text, when you zoom out, the lower left corner stays where you put it, but the text scales so it's still the same size. So that's why reference scales are handy. So just for fun, let's set that reference scale. Now when we zoom out, it stays the same size. This video is taking a little longer than I thought it would, so I'm going to cut it off here, make it a two-parter, so look for that second part coming up soon.